Hello YouTube. Today we'll be doing another deck profile for Cardfight Vanguard, the V series. I know the format's over, but there are some players who still like to play it. It's not officially over, personally. It just hasn't gotten support in 2 years, which might as well say it was over. And we're not having a regional, we're just having a side event. So it is getting phased out and it's most likely gone, but I'm still holding on hope we might get exactly one last clan selection to finish off some of the archetypes like Dungaree and Enigmans. But today we'll be doing my favorite deck for V series and my favorite clan of all time, which will be the Oracle Think Tank, if you know the logo. This is just your average quick shield for the deck, as well as we will be playing Protect. These are the Protect markers. Yes, they're all foil because I had to have them all foil. But that is just the Protects for the deck. Moving on to the actual deck profile, we have the starting Vanguard. This can be literally any V-Series starter, but I play the SP Solar Maiden Izume. I see the sleeve has torn over time, but it's just the starter, so it's not that big a deal. This is your basic starter. When wrote upon, draw a card. If you want second, get a quick shield. Pretty standard. Then we'll move on to grade 3s first. We have the main grade 3 of the deck. My boy, Susanoo, Supreme Heavenly Deity of Battle Deity Susanoo. When placed, look at the top two, put one to your hand, one to the top of your deck, I believe. Then Counter Blast, Soul Blast. Reveal the top 2 cards to your deck, add them to hand, and apply all trigger effects. If a grade 3 isn't Soul, you may reveal 3 cards instead. So your stack just kind of gets a huge hand size, tanks everything, gets a bunch of trigger effects, as well as other effects when revealed like Amaterasu. When she's revealed by your deck by a card effect, you may reveal the top card of you may bind the top card of your deck, and your Vanguard gets plus 10k in a crit. So technically you have 4 more copies of a critical in your deck. Then finally, we play 2 copies of Uraili. This is in here to combo with Amaterasu's top decking, because when she attacks a Vanguard, which I forgot to mention, you may discard a card from your hand, check the top 3 cards to your deck, add 1 card to your normal unit to your hand, place the rest on top of your deck in any order. So you can combo this to get the normal units that you stick on top of your deck into your soul, as well as to turbo your win condition, Victorious Deer, which is so the last 2 grade 3s, check top 7 cards to your deck, discard a card, check top 7, put 2 criticals on top of your deck, and all your units get 10k power. So this is a combo turbo Deer deck. You are going to be sacking triggers, rushing early, and just overall getting a lot of advantage. I'm going to move on to triggers next, weirdly enough, because the next trigger in the deck is a grade 3 heal trigger. If you're playing the V series, you definitely need heal triggers that are grade 3. Their effects are too good not to run. There are certain matchups where the 20k shield is really good, but being able to use these effects when you're going second can really make and break a game. Plus, we run this in the deck because it's a grade 3, which equals 16 grade 3s for the deck, the turbo with Deer. And it's another card we can possibly soul charge with Uraili to turbo the Deer. Then we play 2 copies of Mist because you could run 12 critical, but I'm on a belief if you're going second in certain matchups, you definitely need at least 1 perfect guard in your deck. Just being able to block those huge swings is just really good. And you don't want too many perfect guards that are draw triggers in this deck because you will deck out, but I think 2 of it's just fine, to be honest. We play 2 of the Sentinel crit, 30k shield, self-explanatory, Kusanagi's my boy, and then 8 more crit, so 10 crit, 2 draw, and 3 heals. Moving on to grade 2s. We got the triggers out the way. 3 copies of Ichikishima. This is our combo grade 2. When she's revealed by a card effect, reveal the top card of your deck, bind it. Well, when she's revealed by a top card of your deck, you can bind the top card and your Vanguard gets 10k. So she's a mini Amaterasu, but she doesn't give a crit, but she gives you 10k power, which is nice. We only run 3 because, again, we don't want to see her too much and we don't want to deck out. This isn't the main ride we want, so we want to see the next card, which is our main ride. And she can be a good rush card. You get to reveal the top card of your deck, and if it's a normal unit, you get 10k. So this can be a really good card to rush with on turn 2. Next, we run the main ride of the deck, Diviner Kurosuchi. Soul Blast, discard a card, reveal the top card of your deck, add it to your hand. If it's a normal unit, this card gets 6k. So if you reveal Amaterasu, this is a 25k 2 critical on turn 2. So you have a really nice early game. And the idea of this deck is you want to hit them hard as fast as possible and get out, kind of out advantage them and put the pressure on them as fast. Of course, that's basically V. And then we run 2 copies of Seraphic Angel. This is just to rearrange the top card to your deck so you can soul charge anything you want, and you can kind of set this up for these 2 to proc on your early game. You could also run the Ride Fixture grade 2. I just don't really feel like it's worth picking up for this deck in particular. It's not a bad card, but I just don't want to... V's being dead, and I got to cut my losses. I think the deck works fine. Moving on, we play 4 copies of my favorite card, Ami no Murakumo. When placed on Vanguard or Rearguard, check the top 5 cards of your deck, add a grade through your hand, discard a card. It gets revealed, so you can also trigger Amaterasu off this to make him a 23k on turn 1, 2 critical. So you have really good just tempo swings early game, and yeah, he can, and he also can, he's always, if you look at your deck by any ability, he's always a 13k booster or attacker. Then we play the best promo of the deck, Battle Sister Pataton. Check the top 2 cards of your deck. Put one among them to the top of your deck, rest the bottom. Next trigger effect gets an extra 10k. So you're sacking a bunch of triggers. That also gives you soul for abilities. And it's just the best promo on the deck. Next, I run 2 copies of Director and 2 copies of Diviner. This card, again, lets you look at your deck, place one on top face up, and it can kind of trigger Amaterasu. And this one lets you counterblast. It gets 15k, so it can become a 23k booster, and you can place anything from your drops on top of your deck. It helps prevent deck out. Is a huge beater, a huge booster, and it can stack Amaterasu for you. So that's it for the deck profile. It was really quick. This is a deck I know by heart, and I will be doing more deck profiles coming soon. Thank you for watching. Have a great one.